Long before parchment held the Gospels and scribes traced the ink of revelation, Jesus wrote in the windswept caves of Galilee, not with scrolls, but with thoughts whispered to the stars. His journal was hidden beneath olive trees, etched in the quiet between miracles, a sacred diary no human eye ever saw. In those secret entries, he captured not just the names of those he healed, but their hidden stories. A widow who sang lullabies to heaven after her son was raised. A thief who returned stolen bread to the poor after meeting his gaze. These were stories not told in sermons, but in silence. The moments between the verses we know. He wrote of dreams he had as a boy, where angels wept over cities not yet built. He imagined futures for the lepers no one touched. In these holy pages, he wove truth through metaphor and memory. And though his journal never made it into the canon, it breathed life into every gospel. It was from this hidden place that the Bible found its rhythm, a divine echo of the journal of the Son of Man, whose every thought was a living word waiting to unfold. In the quiet moments before the dawn of his public ministry, Jesus often retreated to solitary places, hillsides kissed by the morning sun, serene gardens, and the stillness of desert nights. It was in these sacred spaces that he engaged in a profound practice, journaling, but through deep contemplation and communion with the Father, he etched divine insights and reflections into the very fabric of his being. These spiritual journals were not mere records of events, but living tapestries of love, hope, and redemption. Each entry was a meditation on the human condition, a revelation of divine truth, and a blueprint for the transformative power of grace. He pondered the silent struggles of the marginalized, the unspoken prayers of the weary, and the hidden wounds of the brokenhearted. One such reflection centered on a young boy named Eli, who, though blind from birth, possessed an uncanny ability to perceive the beauty in others. Jesus marveled at Eli's inner vision, which saw beyond physical appearances and recognized the divine spark within every soul. This contemplation later inspired teachings on spiritual sight and the importance of seeing with the heart. In another meditation, Jesus considered the story of Miriam, a woman who, despite being ostracized for her past, extended kindness to those who shunned her. Her unwavering compassion became a testament to the redemptive power of love, influencing parables that highlighted the virtues of forgiveness and unconditional acceptance. These sacred journals also captured moments of divine humor and joy. Jesus reflected on the laughter shared with children, the simple pleasures of communal meals, and the spontaneous celebrations that erupted when the lost were found. These joyful musings infused his teachings with warmth and approachability, making profound truths accessible to all. As his journey progressed, these internal reflections coalesced into the parables, sermons, and actions that defined his ministry. The Sermon on the Mount, the story of the Good Samaritan, and the Beatitudes all bore the imprint of his contemplative journaling. They were not spontaneous utterances, but the culmination of deep spiritual introspection and divine inspiration. Though these journals were never transcribed onto scrolls, their essence permeated the Gospels. The disciples, moved by the depth and authenticity of his teachings, preserved these insights through oral traditions and written accounts. The Bible became not just a historical record, but a living testament to the inner life of Jesus, a compilation of divine reflections meant to guide, heal, and inspire generations. The silence before the Scripture. Before the scrolls were unrolled, before the Gospels were ever spoken, there was a silence, not absence, but presence. A sacred stillness in the life of Jesus where divine thought took the shape of internal reflection, where eternity whispered through human emotion. These were not years of obscurity, but of gestation, where God in flesh wrote in breath, vision, and soul. In this imagined sacred practice, Jesus journaled daily. These were not pages in a leather-bound book, but dialogues carved into his heart, a secret journey of insight and intimacy between the Son and the Father. It was in these personal, soul-scrawled entries that Jesus began to develop the spiritual rhythm that would eventually echo in every page of the Bible. And stay tuned, chapter 2 coming soon.